Okay, stop. Did you notice the details? If you want to model this wooden floor, or parametric elements like these, stay with me until the end of the video. Hey there, I'm Behzat and this is the 5th episode of 3ds Max Club series. In this video we're gonna learn how to model wooden floors and parametric elements of the windows as simple as possible. So first of all, let's select the floor object over here. And after that, I'm gonna select the polygons that I want to turn them to wooden floor. Now it is time to detach the polygons that I've selected. The reason for this process is that I want to use the Floorgenerator script, and this script can only be executed on surfaces, so be careful not to run this script on objects like boxes, because this will cause the software to hang. Okay, after detaching the surfaces, select them and expand the modifier rollout, and then find the Floorgenerator modifier and click on it. So as you can see, the surfaces have been affected by the modifier. Now let's go to the parameters of the Floorgenerator. First, you can control the length and the width of the wooden elements. And you can introduce a maximum or a minimum value for each of the dimensions. And you can also control the dispersion of the dimensions by the spread option over here. The next important parameter is the grout length and width, and it is representing the gap between the wooden pieces. For example, here as you can see, I'm increasing the grout length and it is reflecting on the viewport. In this case, I think the 0.05 value is okay for grout length. Okay, the next two parameters that I want to discuss them are extrude height and bevel height. And in order to see the changes better, let's switch the viewport shading to clay mode. Okay, as you can see, I set the viewport to this angle, and now let's change the value of extrude height parameter. And as you can see, it reflects on the height of the wooden pieces. And as you can see, the bevel height and the outline parameters controls the beveling of the wooden pieces. Okay, the next section is variation per board. The next parameter that helps model look more realistic is tilt. As you can see, increasing the value of this parameter causes unevenness on the floorboards. And as the dimensions that we have discussed in the previous section, you can also introduce a minimum value or a maximum value for this parameter. And the last section that I'm going to discuss is the general section. And as you can see, this section has some basic parameters like scale, direction, offset, and so forth. The scale parameter controls the size of the floorboards, and you can control the angle of the floor by setting the direction parameter. Well, as you can see, we were able to model a wooden floor simply. Well, now I want to have the same wooden floor that I modeled on the ceiling. You are probably thinking that we have to do all the steps again for the ceiling, but it's not necessary. All you have to do is to detach the surface that you want to make it wooden. After that, select the wooden floor, and in the Modify panel column, from the stack box, click and drag the FloorGenerator modifier on the polygons of the ceiling that you have detached. As you can see, doing this caused the FloorGenerator modifier to be copied onto the ceiling with all the parameters we defined for it before. Okay, now it is time to model a wooden pattern across this window over here. So first of all, by helping the snap tool, I'm gonna draw a box right in front of the window. Okay, now let's assign the wood material to it and then isolate to work better on. Now let's convert the box to an editable poly, and now I'm gonna assign a modifier to it called RayFire Slice. So after assigning the modifier, expand the modifier from the stack box and select the slice plane. This will allow you to perform the transform commands on the slice plane. So now that we have selected the slice plane from the stack box, let's rotate it 19 degrees. And after that, I'm gonna select the RayFire Slice modifier again to deactivate the slice plane. Okay, it's time to go to the parameters of the modifier. So as you can see, we have a slicing section over here, and it contains some important options. The first of them is gap. And as its name indicates, it controls the gap between the pieces. For example, here I'm increasing the gap value over here and it reflects on the viewport. The second parameter controls the number of slices that we want to have on the object. The next two parameters, which are offset and distance, are related to each other. And as you can see, by increasing one of them, the next option is changed accordingly. And both of them controls the distance between the slices. If you want to create parametric elements or patterns like this one, using this modifier can save you a lot of time. And as you can see, we were able to easily model this wooden pattern in front of the window in a few minutes. And now I'm gonna use the same method to model the pattern on the next windows. Okay guys, that was all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any question or opinion, leave it to the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. See you in the next videos.